Welcome to Restorative Gentle Yoga. Thank you for being here. I'm Kathy Zerler with Deborah Basham, ready to give you a nice session, guaranteed to make you feel better with every breath. So let's lie down in rest pose. Whatever that is for you, roll back your shoulders, soften in, and breathe a little slower, a little deeper, allowing yourself the luxury of relaxation. And as you breathe slower and deeper, turn your head from side to side in a gentle flow, warming up your neck, smiling to yourself, knowing that half the battle of doing exercise is now over. Many people have told me they just don't have time to exercise. But what happens is when you're on your mat, you're there. You can do it. Come to one side now and go up to your range of motion and hold it there. And breathe and notice. Come back to center and turn the other way. Notice and breathe. Center and turn the other way. Hold it here. Up to but never through your range of motion. Come to center. And last time, the other direction. Breathe and hold. Come to center. Check your shoulders. Roll them back. Check everything else. Just move and let yourself relax a little bit more in your rest pose. And then lift up one arm. Just off the floor, because we're going to let it go in a few moments. We're going to drop it. And so lift up one arm. And then all at once, let it go, drop it. Other arm, same thing, lift it up, just a little bit, notice the weight, and all at once, drop the arm, and breathe. Lift up both arms now, off the floor. Hold the weight, and now begin to engage the low core. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the hips and the glutes. Notice the quadriceps, they squeeze right in with everything in the low core. The low core helps protect you when you're lifting weights. Now the arms aren't very heavy, but we're getting ready to do the legs. So they'll be heavy and we're going to squeeze this core. Keep squeezing and then drop the arms and let everything go. Drop it. Now, going back to the core, squeeze that all together. Some of you might know this as a Kegel exercise. This is what protects the low back. So release the low core, and now bend one knee and bring that leg up close to you. Place both hands behind the knee and massage that side of your body with the top of your leg. Moving nice and slow. Breathing as you move. protecting the knee joint by having both hands behind your knee. And then lift up that leg. Place your hands on the TVA muscles. Bring the leg back as close to your torso as you can bring it. And then point the foot and very slowly lower the leg as you squeeze the core. When you get almost to the floor, flex your foot and bring it up. Nice and slow. Point it down. Flex it up, moving at your own pace. Working the leg as we warm up not only the leg, but the core. The next time you come close to the mat, release the leg and let it go. Let everything go. Okay, other leg, same thing. I'm looking at my picture in this video, and you might not be able to see that my black dog, Happy Baby, is right next to my black leggings, and she now has her head on my other leg. So I'm going to do the other leg. I'm going to actually do the same leg twice. You're going to do the other leg because I don't want to disturb her. She's had a stressful morning. So you lift the other leg up and do the same thing that we just did. Point the foot, lower it, flex the foot, bring it up, and keep going at your own pace, squeezing the core. What we don't do for our animals and for every sentient being. We take good care because we are the humans. We take care of our earth, all other people, even bugs, all sentient beings. We take care of plants, animals, and each other. And we take care of ourselves. Keep going at your own pace on your leg lifting and lowering for maybe 1 or 2 more rotations. And the next time you come close to the floor, release the leg and come up to a seated position. If you can actually see me in this video, you can now see Happy Baby because she's looking up at me. She's black and white. She's a short-haired border collie. So I'm sitting up and she's still kind of leaning on me because, well, we've had a stressful morning, haven't we, Happy? All right, bring the arms out to parallel and begin to flap your arms like wings, moving through the shoulders, through the elbows, through the fingers, like gentle wings, warming up your shoulders. Feeling good. And come to center. Turn your palms up. Gently lift the air. The shoulder is an amazing piece of anatomy. Bring your arms up overhead and place your palms together. Bring your hands down now into prayer pose. Bow your head and say a prayer of gratefulness for dogs and cats and people who comfort us, for plants and the earth and the rain that feed us and nurture us and comfort us. Say a prayer of gratefulness now for whatever you are grateful for as we continue this practice. And bring the arms up overhead and release back to parallel. Palms forward, small circles backwards. Rotating the shoulders. And stop, small circles forward. Again, rotating in both directions that the shoulders can rotate, forward and back. And then come into goalpost and move up and down just nicely, slowly, still working the shoulders. And then stop and come into scarecrow, lifting up again, nice and slow. And swing the arms, warming the elbows. Well, warming up the elbows, right, happy baby? We're warming up the elbows. Okay, everybody, we're gonna stand up. So, how do we stand up safely? We come to our hands and knees, we press up to a crouch, and we roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Standing in mountain pose is legs straight down from the hips, feet forward, shoulders rolling back. And we are in the mountain. Notice this perfect posture. Notice also that happy baby has just moved to the very center of my mats. And I have my mats crossed here so that I have more mobility. But we are nothing if we're not flexible in yoga, right? And we are flexible. We can roll with it. And so right now I'm just a little reluctant to chase her off the screen. So I'm going to turn to the side and we're going to do some forward bends. Shoulders roll back. Elbows in, forward bend. Bend the knees and sit way back so the knees are above the feet as you slide your hands down and touch the mat and let your head hang. Shake your head yes. And tucking the chin, pulling the belly, roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming up slowly. Shoulders roll back. You are in the mountain. Sweep up, extended mountain. Lift up, look up, and arch your back. Bring up your head and release. Sway gently now from side to side, releasing a little more. Feeling better with every breath. Come to center. Forward bend. Elbows in. Hands are soft. We don't need our hands for this. Bend the knees so the knees are above the feet. Very important. So your behind goes behind you as you fold in half and hang out. And if you're lucky enough when you're hanging out to have a dog that just moved in front of you, you can pet the dog while you're hanging out. Shake your head yes. And then tucking the chin, pull in the belly and roll up. One beautiful bone at a time. Head comes up, shoulders roll back. Sweep up your arms, lift it up. Lengthen, look up, arch. Ah, feeling good. Bring up your head. Release the arms. Forward bend, elbows in. Sit back. Fold in half and hang out. Shake your head yes. Come up slowly, pulling in the belly, tucking the chin, rolling up. This is dog yoga at its best. Roll back the shoulders. Sweep the arms up. Lift up. Look up and arch. Bring up your head and release. And sway from side to side. All right, I'm going to try a new dog yoga move now. We're going to do tripod. So I'm on top of the dog. Your feet are at the edges of the width of your mat. Hands together in the front form the tripod. Walk both hands over to the right foot and leave the left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the left. Right hand on the mat. Left arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Left arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the right. Left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Hands to the left. Right hand on the mat. Left arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Left arm down. Walk back to center. Roll it up. Step together and widen your feet enough so that you're more stable in your mountain. So the feet are the foothills. Hands on the waist, soften the knees and twist to the right. Going up to your range of motion, hold it here. Breathe back to center. Hands to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Come back to center. Always just going up to your range of motion. To the right. Looking over the right shoulder. Come back to center. To the left. Looking over the left shoulder. Come to center. To the right. Look over the right shoulder. Come to center. To the left. Last time. Hold it here. Come to center. And shake it out. And sway gently side to side. Smiling, breathing, and noticing how good you're already beginning to feel. Roll back your shoulders. Let's roll our shoulders back. And then I'm going to turn to the side. Bring your hands behind you. Fold your hands and bring your arms a little bit away so that you are contraindicating the direction that your shoulders are during most of our days. So lots of times we're curving forward, looking at our electronic devices or stirring the soup pot or whatever we're doing. In the case of the workmen on my deck, they are right at this moment leaning over some kind of power saw. Maybe you can hear it. I don't think it's too invasive though. It's actually the sound of progress in my house. All right, fold in half to humble warrior. Bring the arms as far away from your back as you can. And you can fold forward and have them actually go all the way up toward the ceiling if you want to. So this can be not only humble warrior, but a modified forward bend with the arms up in the air. Blood still flowing to your brain. Come back up, nice and slow, all the way back up so the blood flows back toward your heart. Release the arms and sway from side to side. There's a tension and a release in every practice, in every pose that needs to happen for healing. So there's tension, letting go, releasing or relaxing, and then healing. Humble warrior, hands behind you. Fold in half, either to a 90-degree angle or all the way into a forward bend and let the hands go up towards the ceiling. Blood circulating, flowing to your head. Come back up. Notice the blood flowing back to your heart as you sway and release and notice. And let's do one more humble warrior. Arms back, hands clasped, fold in half, and go as far as you're comfortable going in your humble warrior. Breathe back up, stimulating the circulatory system and the respiratory system and every other part of your body as you're swaying and releasing gently side to side. We're going to do now standing cat table cow. So come into flat back, and you can have your hands on your legs. So you're in flat back. For the cat stretch, tuck the chin and arch your back like a platy cat. Same as we would do on all fours, but we're standing up. We're flexing our belly up. I'm going to take this off so you can maybe see me a little bit better in some of these poses. So flat back, tuck the chin and arch up. Can you see the arch? Yeah. And then come to table and sway into the sway back cow. So your belly is now toward the mat. There's an arch in your back, a bigger arch in your back, if you can see that. And your head is up. Come back to the table. Arch up into the cat. Come to the table. Sway into the cow. Come to the table. Arch into the cat. And now let's start to flow. Flowing to the table. Swaying to the cow. Swaying to the table. Arching into the cat. Nice, gentle, flowing motion. And roll up, tucking the chin. Helps alleviate dizziness. Shoulders roll back, head comes up, blood flows toward your heart. Sweep up, extended mountain, lift it up. Look up and arch your back, lean back. Feeling good. Bring up your head and release and sway gently side to side. Well, happy baby, what do you think? I'm going to try the warrior sequence with her right in the center of the mat. Actually, I think I can do this with less foot room. We'd like the 5-point star here. If I fall over, it might not be my fault, but it probably will be. All right, 5-point star. Extend the arms, tuck everything else in that you can, so squeeze everything below the neck, extend or squeeze, and soften here. Turn one foot away so the foot is pointed and sink the back heel. Legs are straight. Twist your hips toward the forward arm and bring the forward arm up as the posterior arm goes down the back of that leg and hang out here in this nice balance in motion pose. Bring up your head, arms back. Find your center, sink the forward knee. Bring the forward arm into side angle pose as the other arm finishes the pose going overhead. Relax into side angle. Come back up. Forward knee stays bent. Swivel your hips to the front and settle in. Sink a little bit. Be sure your knee is above your foot. You want to be able to see the front of your foot. Bring both arms together in the front, strong fists. And pull, bring it back. Slow and release, let it go, hold it here. Take a breath. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fists and pull, bring it back. Slow and let it go. Hold it here, settle in. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fists and pull. Slow and let it go. Hold it here. Soften and breathe. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fists. Shoot the bow, bring it back. Slow and release. Hold it here. So far, so good, everybody. Both hands together in the front, palms facing each other. Lift your arms up overhead, arch your back and look up. Bring up your head, lower the arms, come back to center. Step together and shake it out. March in place, bend over and pet the dog. Move around, and then we're going to do the other side of the warrior pose. So, 5-point star, everything below the neck. Extend it or pull it in. Squeeze everything below the neck. Soften here. Turn the other foot away. Sink the other heel. And now you're twisting your hips forward, looking ahead, looking in front. Legs are straight. You're feeling steady. Bring the forward arm up and the other arm down the back of that leg as you look up, softening in by releasing the backward shoulder. Hold it. Come up, come back to parallel. Sink the forward knee. Again, being sure that you can see the top of your foot. Bring the forward arm onto the thigh for side angle pose and the other arm up overhead or wherever your shoulder feels good. Hold it here. Release what you can release. Keeping the forward knee bent, come back up. Sink in a little bit more. Sink into the hips. Find the pose and then both arms together in the front. Strong fists and shoot the bow. Bring it back. Slow and let it go. Hold it here. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fists and pull. Slower is better. Come all the way back and release. Hold it here. Again, both arms together in the front. Strong fists. Shoot the bow. Slow and let it go. Hold it here. Both arms together in the front, palms facing each other. Lift your arms up overhead, arch your back and look up. Bring up your head, lower the arms, come back to center and release and fold in half and hang out and release. And then step together, come into the mountain and roll back your shoulders. Nice and easy. Finding your center. Come into prayer pose and bow your head. Take a moment to rest. Take a moment. Bring up your head. Bring your arms up overhead and let's do some windmill breathing. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So imagine your breath coming right up from your diaphragm and then flowing back out. Inhaling, sending that breath all the way down to the belly, filling up the belly with healing oxygen. And then as you lift your arms up, contract the belly like a bellows and push out CO2 as maybe a little bit more air coming out as you took in. And the next time you come up, lift up at center, soften, and sway from side to side, warming up the obliques, keeping your body in the frontal plane, gentle swaying, watching what you're doing. Keep going, warming up the sides. We're warming up every part of the body. We're working every part of the body, including our spirits and our minds, our emotions. This whole process allows us to feel better with every breath. Come back up to center. Lift up at center. Soften and lean to one side in crescent moon. Hold this pose, stretching out the obliques on the opposite side of where you're leaning. So you're leaning into a crescent moon, letting that hand go down the side of the leg where you're leaning to stabilize you. Come back up. Lift up at center. Soften and lean the other way. Crescent moon in the opposite direction. Find your place. Find your edge, your range of motion, wherever that is. Come back up. Lift up at center. Soften, crescent moon in the other direction. Find your edge. Come back up. Nice and slow, lift up. Soften, crescent moon on the other side. Hold it, notice, breathe into it. Come back up. Center, soften, lean the other way. Smile and notice. Come back up. Lift up at center. Last time, the other direction. Come back up. And release. And let's lie down on our mats for the bridge pose. So, feet are forward of the knees, roll down, and roll back the shoulders. And take a moment to be sure that Your pelvis can be lifted, your low body, your low torso can be lifted up without pressure on the neck. Shoulders roll back. When you're ready, and the weight will be on the shoulders and the feet, never the neck, tilt your pelvis and roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, rocking up onto the shoulders. Arch your back and squeeze your hips, and then settle in. Settle in because the arch and the squeeze gets you to your best extension. So your body is like a plank. And then soften in, releasing around the muscles that it takes to hold the pose. So we're learning and we're practicing and we're allowing our muscle memory to remember the significance of being able to let go of unnecessary tension and effort, using the energy that we need to do whatever it is we want or need to do, and reserving the other energy for something else. Roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae, and when your back touches the mat, rock your back forward and back. Nice and slow. Come to center. Take a moment. Check your shoulders. And when you're ready, pelvic tilt and roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, rocking up onto the shoulders. Arch your back. Squeeze your hips and settle in. Release around the muscles that you need. Let everything else go. So I wish you could see this, because now my happy baby is in happy baby with all 4 feet up in the air, rolling around on her back, which she loves to do, which is why her name is Happy Baby. Roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And just so, because you can't see her, let's go into happy baby ourselves. Feet and arms are up in the air. Now she's doing this. She's rolling her back all over the place. We're going to grab our feet and roll around in the happy baby to release our back from the bridge. Oh, I think she knows we're talking about her. Hi, honey. All right, let's plant our feet for another bridge. Roll back your shoulders and come up into your 3rd bridge. Okay, well, I wish you could all have a dog staring at your face as you're doing your yoga practice. All right, I think we're done with the bridges here. Let's roll down and roll onto one side and use your elbow and your other hand to bring you up to a seated position. Okay, Happy, you gotta go. You gotta go. Okay, go. Please go. Bye. Bye-bye. Go on. Go. Go. You're in the camera. All right. Let's stretch out our legs in a big V. And notice the edges of your range of motion in the inner thighs. So point the feet now and pronate. So you get a little bit more stretch. It's the same position. Your legs are out in a big V. And then soften and flex the feet and supinate. So turn the legs in, turn the feet in. It's a little bit different. Now you're feeling it on the outsides of your legs. Tall spine, let's release that. Check your seat and roll back your shoulders. So you want a nice tall spine, making space between each vertebrae. And then point and pronate. Turn the feet out. Sitting tall. Soften, flex, and supinate. Turn the feet in. Now dancers, before a rehearsal or a performance, will do exercises similar to this, and they'll sit in these poses for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes just to stretch. Who's out there? Okay, that's always one way to get rid of the dog. All right, we're going to lie down on our backs again for one more bridge. A nice tripod bridge, which is a variation. So come into the bridge pose and roll up, find your bridge, and then bring one foot to center and lift the other leg up. So this is a tripod option for the bridge. Point the foot that's up in the air and find your center. If you don't like this, then go back to the regular bridge or just wait 1 minute and this will be over. Bring that foot down and adjust at center. Find your center, arch, squeeze and hold, release and lift up the other leg. And notice that. Breathing and noticing as you hold. Feeling good. Come back down. Roll down vertebrae by vertebrae and rock your pelvis forward and back. It's a great release. Bring up both knees now, very close. One hand behind each knee and roll on your back in a nice big circle. Feeling the release. Remember, the release is as important as the tension. Bring the knees in close and extend your arms out into airplane. Lower both legs to the right now, all the way to the mat. Head to the left, extending the left arm as that palm goes up. Right palm is down. Soften and let go. Let this pose do its work to heal, to remediate, or to prevent in the spine. So if you need it for prevention, that's wonderful. That's hopefully what you're all using it for. But this is a remediating, healing pose as well, often used in physical therapy. And you're getting it right now for free. Smile about that. Slowly now, one leg at a time, bring up your legs. Coming to center on your back, bring in the arms, one hand behind each knee and roll on your back. Feeling good. Knees in close, arms out into airplane. Legs to the left, all the way to the mat. Head to the right, extend that arm away and roll the right palm up as the left palm is flat on the mat. Release and relax. Let go and breathe. Imagine healing. Imagine healing happening. Imagine all parts of your body releasing any kind of dis-ease and healing itself. And all you have to do is be with it. Lovingly be with your body right where it is. Lovingly be with your circumstances right where they are. Lovingly be with all things as they are. If certain people are meant to take the trip with you, they'll be there. Very slowly now, one leg at a time. Bring up your legs. Bring in the arms and roll on your back. Maybe go a little bit more vigorously now, so that you can allow your spine to articulate back to center. And knees in close. Arms out into airplane. Legs to the right. All the way to the mat. Head to the left. And settle in. Left palm is up. Right palm is down. You're letting go. Soften and breathe. Smile and soften. And breathe. And keep breathing. And releasing. Slowly now, one leg at a time, bring up your legs. Bring in the arms and roll on your back. Circular motion, side to side. And then bring the legs up in the air for HAPPY, BABY. If any of you are a parent, you can understand why I'm spelling the name of this pose. Well, it didn't work because here she comes. Knees in close. Legs to the right. Head to the left. Left palm is up. Right palm is down. Dog is laying down. Soften, relax, and release. Breathe and let go. Slowly now, one leg at a time, bring your legs up. Bring the arms in and roll on your back. Come up to happy baby and roll a little bit more. Do whichever part of this you like, or both parts. Be flexible in your practice. Allow yourself in your practice to do more of the things that you really need on any particular day. Always warming up first, Always taking the time for Shavasana at the end. But doing what you need to do, what you know is the right thing for you. Whatever's happening in your life, in your body, in your spirit and your mind. Bring the knees in close, legs to the left, head to the right, right palm is up, left palm is down. Release and relax. I'm so glad you were here today, because if you are a dog lover, this was the practice for you. You know the joy. Ooh, I'm getting a deeper back stretch now. Wow, this is very good. Plus my backside is being warmed up by a dog. Slowly come up. One hand behind each knee and roll on your back. Legs up in the air, happy baby. Roll around a little bit more. And then everybody come into rest pose. And for this, I'm going to turn the program over to Happy Baby. She is an expert at Shavasana. Right now, she's getting comfortable. She's settling in. You do the same, coming into your best rest pose. One of the greatest things about sleeping with a dog in your bedroom, she'll walk around in a circle on the rug, even though she's only been outside. She was a rescue. Not that much of her life. She was a tiny puppy when she was discovered by people and turned over to the Humane Society where I got her. But she still walks around in a circle like she's trying to mat down the grass so that she can rest on the matted grass. And then she finds her spot and plops down in kind of just a really comforting oof, followed by a really deep exhale, that deep breath that animals take when they're ready for sleep. Let go. You are invited to stay in your own Shavasana longer than this practice, which is almost ending. And we will do that now by bringing our hands together in prayer pose, resting our arms on our chest, and saying a word together that literally means respect each other, love each other, respect yourself, love. And that word is namaste. It means union with each other and union within ourselves. It is a highly effective way to say hello and goodbye. Let's say together, namaste. And on behalf of Happy Baby, Deborah Basham, and myself, Kathy Zerler, please have a healthier, happier, more compassionate and loving day. Take good care.